This is the engine going into my 2004 Ford F-250 crew cab short bed 4-wheel drive. It's going to be running a Ford torque shift 5R110 5-speed automatic using the Ford transmission controller with a custom tune downloaded with a SCT flash tuner. The engine is a 2000 Cummins 24 valve out of a Dodge truck. I've got it converted over to a VE injection pump. Originally it would have the electronic VP44. I did this by using the first gen Cummins timing housing, a VE injection pump off of a first gen with a gear. The fuel injector lines are for a 24 valve Cummins. I've got them adapted by using a TimeCert thread repair insert that is red Loctited to the delivery valve holders so that you can screw these on. I just had to stretch the lines forward about an inch or so. Wasn't too bad. The injectors that I used are from Diesel Auto Power. They're 7 by 0.085 75 horse injectors. I had them built and pop tested for the VE engine. If you try to use 24 valve injectors without having them set for the pop pressure that a VE pump makes, you're probably going to ruin your pump. The fuel pump to supply the engine is an Air Dog for a first gen engine. It's the right fuel pressure because the truck already had the 12 valve in it before with a VE pump. Otherwise you'd have to use a 12 valve camshaft with the lobe or an aftermarket one to run a mechanical pump on the side of the engine. The motor mounts, I believe, are for a 6.7 liter commonrail Cummins, and these adapters mounted to the frame. For my turbo and manifold, I'm running a commonrail manifold off of a 03 to 06 Dodge Cummins. It's got the low rear exit off of a first or second gen Dodge. It would be up here, and it would be hard to clear your air conditioning box with your downpipe and everything. Not impossible, I've seen it done, but not my preferred way of doing it. The turbocharger is an HE351CW. To mount up to the downpipe, I'm going to be using this flange. It was about 40 bucks or so from Keating Machine. My adapter is a DCS, used to be Ford Cummins, with their flex plate. It uses a Ford 6-liter starter. This engine, I went through it, re-ringed it, put in new bearings. Had the head machined, all new valve guides because the old ones were shot. The 10 wheel came from DCS2. That will run my TAC and send the information to the transmission controller so that it can shift. You don't need many sensors on these engines to make it work with the Ford computer for the transmission, and all the gauges and everything worked. I believe just the TAC there, water temperature, oil pressure. I think there might have been one or two more sensors, but the wiring is pretty simplistic. The other project that we're currently working on is for my friend's 2005 F350. He started off with a crew cab, short bed, single rear wheel truck. The bed was getting rusty and he wanted something that he could haul bigger loads with. So we ditched his frame and axles and everything. Here's his cab right here. The engine's a 96 12 valve, 215 horse. It's pretty stock. The only thing that we did was put an AFC live setup so that it's basically like an adjustable fuel plate that you can control from inside the cab. It's a pretty cool setup. I'm not sure how it works yet because we don't have it running. He's going to be using an adapter that came from eBay from a company in Ohio. Not going so great with that. It looks to be a copy of a Ford Cummins DCS adapter, and the holes were all misaligned. We're in contact with the company right now trying to get them to send us one that does fit. I'll let you know how that works out, whether they're a stand-up company or not, standing behind their products. We'll see. Here's his frame up on the lift. We went and cleaned up the frame, got it all painted up, all new brakes, U-joints, shocks. Gonna be like a new truck by the time we're done. Here's this transmission, a 5R110. He's also going to be running HE351 turbo. Here's the 12 valve that came out of my truck. What happened was the bolt right here in the timing cover, the guy did not tighten it and it worked its way out, dropped into my crankshaft gear, got pulled over in between the crankshaft gear and my camshaft gear, and locked the engine up tight while I was driving down the road at about 1800 RPMs. Broke my camshaft, ran the valves into the piston, bent some push rods, broke a lifter. So rather than putting this one together, I just wanted to try something a little bit different. That I've seen a few people do the VE pump swaps on the 24 valves, not many. Figured it was worth a try. That's pretty much it for right now. I'll give you guys some updates once I get the engine in the truck in about a week here. Give you a few videos of it running or something. Yeah, have fun.